Hey there, you old bastards and bitches, how the bloody hell you been? Wait. I'm sorry, that was quite rude of me. Swearing at you like that. Give me a chance to reintroduce the video, and I'll do it more politely. Good day, sirs and madams. I bid you sincere welcome. Do take a seat and make yourself comfortable. I earnestly hope you have a pleasant stay. Now, which of the two intros did you prefer? If English is your first language, you probably liked the first one. But for many learners of English, it would be quite confusing. The first one was warm in tone, and I had an open, inviting posture, but the words I was saying were semantically rude. The second was cold, insincere, venomous, monotone, and passive-aggressive, with a closed posture, but the words I used were lovely, and semantically at least, sincere. If you just read it with no stage directions, you'd probably read it sweetly, like, Good day, sirs and madams. I bid you sincere welcome. Do take a seat and make yourself comfortable. I earnestly hope you have a pleasant stay. It seems like a contradiction. In English, you are polite with strangers as a means of showing deference and respect, but you can also affect contemptuous politeness as a means of distancing yourself from a person of whom you're scornful. The implication seems to be, you are as a stranger to me. You and I are not friends. Judging from my own experience, as well as from conversations I've had with other English speakers, it seems generally that we actually prefer someone to be out and out angry with us than to adopt disdainful politeness. At least when you're being angrily shouted and sworn at, you're permitted to angrily shout and swear back. When someone is overly polite with you, however, you can't call them out on it. You can't ask them to stop, you can't get angry, or you look like the unreasonable party. The most you can do is be passive-aggressive back, and the majority of people don't seem to want to do that, because it feels awful. It's very disarming to have someone adopt this hostile politeness with you. But the flip side to that is that when you're really close to an English speaker, you are permitted to swear at and insult each other with impunity. So long as you smile while doing so, you can call your close friends whatever you like. The implication seems to be, we're close enough to be able to do this. We're not worried about scaring each other away. This is known as idiomatic swearing. This quirk is so pervasive in English that most English speakers don't realise it's quite peculiar to the Anglosphere. In the majority of languages, politeness is solely polite, and it is unlikely to be sardonically employed to convey rudeness. In most languages, swear words and insults are just rude, and would never be flung at friends we weren't in the middle of a fight with. This presents a problem for adult learners of English, because many EFL teachers and curricula turn their noses up at teaching swear words and insults, for fear of instilling bad habits. So learners don't learn how to interact with friends swearing at them. They will be confused at best and insulted at worst, but they won't know how to respond. They will typically resort to polite language because that's what they've been taught. Let me give you two hypothetical conversations. Conversation 1. John, you old son of a bitch, how have you been? I have been good, George, you wee bastard. Yourself? Conversation 2. Johan, you old son of a bitch, how have you been? Oh, yes, George, my friend, I have been most well. How have you been? Do you see how, in the first conversation, with John answering in kind, you feel like the people are absolutely on the same page about how friendly they are with one another? And, in the second example, Johan sounds as if he's quite uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable because he doesn't know why he's being sworn at by his friend. But George doesn't know that. George assumes everyone knows that a smiling swear word means friendliness, and that Johan is uncomfortable because he doesn't feel ready to graduate to that level of friendship. It feels like a humiliating snub. Johann might as well have said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, back up, we aren't there yet," as far as George is concerned. George might back off for a bit, but if he keeps trying and keeps feeling like Johann is rejecting his overtures of friendship, then eventually he'll just drift away thinking, fine, I'll offer my friendship to someone willing to reciprocate. Which would be a shame if Johann actually did want to become better friends. Earlier this year, I was in a nightclub in Seoul. I know, I'm so cosmopolitan. And while everyone else was getting crunk, getting dizzy, as I believe the expression goes, I was explaining this whole concept to a couple. The boyfriend was English, and the girlfriend was Korean. The boyfriend knew instantly what I was talking about, but had clearly never talked about it with his SO before. After I'd gone through the particulars, this girl asks, "But if I can't tell from a person's words whether they are being friendly, how should I know?" And in unison, me and her boyfriend answered, "You have to look at their face." Of course, body language and tone of voice matter immensely as well, but I would say the place you should start if you're unsure how to proceed with this is by looking at the speaker's face, because in English it always trumps the words they're actually speaking. If they're smiling and being rude, they're being friendly. If they're scowling but being polite, they're being hostile. Whether you're an English speaker, who might treat foreigners with consideration for their cultural mores, or an English learner, who might now know better how to navigate friendships with English speakers, I'd like to thank you for watching my video. Feel free to leave a comment telling me how wrong I am, or suggesting something else you'd like to see me talk about. Subscribe if you fancy seeing more videos like this in the future.